Oh, but Chrome says nah.
Yeah, Ironclad is staying very much on top of his scouting with those changelings, and we do see Chrome actually taking a third expansion. I do like this decision quite a bit. Going to go ahead and try to stay even on bases with his opponent. However, Ironclad does have this gold expansion, which means it's going to be pretty dang hard for him, Chrome, to stay ahead in production.
Indeed.
Looks like another changeling's coming in, but he
Let's
sees it.
does Chrome see it? Yeah. No worries at all. Chrome definitely seems to be right on top of his game now. Actually, another observer coming out, not another Colossus. And they're the corruptors right
Yeah,
now
it's
that you
not
were talking
Colossus.
about. So 7 of them coming out. So that'll help against these.
Right, that's a very reasonable number to have. About 7 corruptors to deal with these two things. I would actually prefer more corruptors, possibly like at least 4 more. Would actually take care of this wholeheartedly, because you want to kill the Colossus as quickly as possible. You don't want to kill him efficiently. You just want to kill him, and just throwing corruptors at him is nice, because you can always just sacrifice them to the stalkers, run around, you just corrupt everything and like let them die. Then you retreat with your army. Again, like I think I'm just repeating exactly what I've said, but then it's just actually so important on how to deal with this Colossus pressure.
It is.
Looks like Trouble's really securing this third base with these photon cannons, and a change like he's just got this constant changeling coming in here and checking out the army, seeing what he's got, checking for any sort of tech transitions.
You know what? Actually,
Chrome is up to. Yeah.
I'd almost like to see. I'd almost like to see him use these overseers for contaminate, actually, instead of all these changelings, because they're going down so quickly. But
I would like that too.
just
I mean, if you're contaminating, you know what's in your opponent's base, because you're already flying stuff in there. You don't need to see their army to know it's what it's made of. You just need to see the production facilities. And I mean, contaminate, it's invaluable, like you said, for delaying these Colossus. Like if you just fly in there and contaminate, I mean, like what is that, like 60 seconds? Or like that the Colossus can't be building. It's some ridiculous high number.
it is. And where's that overseer? I was gonna look at him. Of course, now he's
Wait,
gone.
why is he breaking down his opponent's rocks? I guess he wants to get more wide open space. I actually think that's what he wants. He wants more space to spread out against this Colossus, but he's going to go ahead and push in. I don't like this angle.
No, this is bad.
You never want to turn a corner.
His army's
okay, there we go. He's
splitting up.
All right, yeah.
Here,
I see only 7 corruptors. That is not quite enough. I don't think any Colossus are going to actually go down. No, they don't.
No.
He needs a lot more corruptors in this army. He's building 3, and he's getting +1 flyer attack, which I believe should have been started a while ago. Now he's going to attack into this expansion. None of these are actually warp gates quite yet. Looks like Chrome's actually built a very interesting wall off of those. That's pretty cool.
Actually, yeah.
I like that. Or they all get empowered anyway.
But all these pylons do go down, so these are not going to be empowered. Here comes the Colossus now, and they're going to start pecking away at these Hydralisks. There's just not enough corruptors here to do the damage. Iron needs to back out, and there he goes. He realized that he's going to just back out. Going to try to do more damage to these Colossus, but all these corruptors do go down. That's huge. I think Ironclad wastes his corruptors there a little bit. He's got to be a little more careful, though. He does have 9 on the way right now, and so I think he'll actually be in just fine shape.
Yeah, and I think one of these Colossus, like only one of these Colossus, have actually taken any damage, like real damage.
Yeah, and it hasn't been much.
Iron's gonna be kind of worried at this point. Yeah, Iron's got to be worried at this point. He's only now just starting his hive. It's a pretty reasonable hive timing, but he's built up a lot of larvae. Actually, that's because he's maxed. Never mind. But he's actually maxed, and this is his army. He actually, the second you get maxed and you've stored up a little bit of larvae, you need to go ahead and start attacking. And he needs to move these corruptors, fly them in, and just assault these Colossus. None of the rest corruptors with his army. That is a big mistake. He needs to just focus fire all these Colossus down, corrupting all of them. And we'll see how this army turns out.
So the one Colossus down, 2 Colossus will go down, 3rd Colossus goes down. But in the meantime, the Iron's army is getting completely destroyed here. 22 roaches are on the way, and all the Colossus are down.
I don't know about this decision to remax of only roaches. He's got some immortals in that mix. Stalkers actually deal pretty well with roaches. They deal much less well with them with Hydras. I would have much rather to see some Hydras come out of this army.
I agree.
A couple roaches.
I agree with that.
A couple roaches would be good, but like, I don't think that these roaches will actually be able to take this army. And we do see that. Of course, Iron was forced to sack this gold. I do actually like that you just let that go. There's no way you're going to save it with that much stuff coming at it.
And actually, I'd almost like to see Zerglings come out here, because this is such a stalker-focused army that just a good surround would really change how this army attacks, actually. It would really screw with the AI of the stalkers quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, that is true. But once you get a certain number of stalkers, I mean, a lot of the ones on the inside become protected. They end up walling themselves in, and I guess it's just something you don't quite want to risk at this point. And you gotta save that larva for the big power units, and like these hydras.
Oh, perfect force fields here.
Really
block off this ramp. But this whole base, I think, is done. The hatchery does go down. Actually, no, the hatchery is still up with 1 hit point. Is Chrome gonna leave it? He leaves the hatchery.
He does leave it. Oh my gosh. That might be actually, he should just actually run out here and kill it. I don't know why he's not doing that. Come on, just kill the hatchery.
In the meantime, the Iron's actually pushing him back. Oh my gosh, did Iron just catch one of the biggest breaks of his life right there?
You know, it looks like he did. He needs to get a transfuse or something on the hatchery. You know what? And I really want him to be a little bit more active with these corruptors. He needs to have them next to the Protoss base. You know, you can even get rid of a few of them, but you know, you're pretty sure at this point your opponent has some Colossus, and even sees the Colossus. I would fly like that. That's a ton of Corruptors, and there's only 2 Colossus in my opponent's army. You know, I would just fly all the Corruptors in and just snipe the Colossus right now. That's actually what he should actually do.
Yeah, he needs. Right.
There he goes.
There he goes, and they're gonna come in. Oh, these Colossus don't stand a chance. But a lot of Corruptors actually do go down right there. That's actually a lot of Corruptors he just lost. I'm not sure that was a great trade, actually.
Well, you know, that's actually it isn't an even trade, right? But that's actually what Iron wants at this point in time. He has a little bit too many Corruptors. He wanted to get rid of a few of them so he can actually have room. Actually, he's down at 135. He doesn't need room for supply.
Oh, this one little stalker takes out the hatchery there. But I think the Broodleads actually might end up taking him out. They do. The Broodleads take out the stalker.
And three very well-timed Hydras.
And oh, here comes the big battle, though, right back in here. These Colossus just in so much damage, but they are going down really quickly to the Corruptors here. Actually, a couple Stalkers having to break off the back, but I don't think Iron's got enough here at all. These Hydras are melting away. Yeah, there are...
No, you know what? This is just too many Stalkers.
And
Chrome's taking a 4th base now.
And there's...
he isn't quite able to take the one at the gold.
I would actually say, oh, well, because the creep. I was going to say, go ahead and take it. You have map control, but with the creep. And there's a GG from Ironclad.
Yeah.
That was
right
an interesting game, actually. I think...
You know, it was a very solid game by both players. I think there's a couple of mistakes Iron did, which really kind of cost him the game. Just a few unit movement decisions and unit building decisions, and kind of the management of his larva. I think all those kind of, like, those, and there were very little mistakes. He had very good unit movement and very good management of his larva, but, like, one time off is enough if it snowballs to just kill you, and I think that's what we saw here in this game. What do you think?
I'm actually was going to say that he had a really ridiculously low Harvester count at the end. Zergs tend to have the highest Harvester count of all the races, and he only had 39 at the very end. So I feel like that was actually a really...
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think that was kind of a... He actually had half of... Well, not half, but pretty close to half of what Chrome did. So I feel that may have actually been kind of his downfall there. And for being Max, he...
You know, that might have...
For being Max, he didn't actually have much of an army.
Yeah, that might have all fallen back to the very beginning of the game where he saw he was very scared of any sort of aggression when really none was coming, and he was only making those roaches and only making units. Really, actually, on Zelnaga Caverns, if you can actually make roaches and zerglings the second you see your opponent leave his base, and they'll be spawned by the time he gets there. You really don't have to make that many pre-ordered units. You can actually have a lot of drones. You just have to really watch and be active with your scouting, which Iron really was active with scouting. He just didn't quite react to it in the correct fashion at the very beginning. Made a few too many units, too little drones. And I think he lost in the late game because of that. That's a very good thing to point out, Icon.
Yeah, I think that's just ultimately what may have lost him the game. But yeah, no, that was a pretty good game. Chrome definitely showing us that, man, he's wanting some blood today.
Yep. Now we do. Chrome is up 2 in this best of 5, so Iron has to pick the next map. And if Chrome wins this, we'll move on to the second best of 5. Iron's going to need to go ahead and start cranking out some really good Zerg play in order to stay in this tournament, because it's starting to look a little bit grim for him.
Indeed.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start loading this next report.